Hello everybody and welcome back to Skincare 101, where we're going to be talking about every single step of the skincare routine possible and just delving right into it. Today we're going to be talking about toners, what they are, if you should use them, why you should use them, how you should use them. But before we get going, give this video a big thumbs up at the end if you liked it, or during if you like what you're seeing. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's a lot more videos coming your way. I apologize, I'm moving house at the moment. I'm a bit everywhere, backgrounds are a little bit bland. But yeah, stick with me. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram as well, wherever that's going to be. Yes. So let's get into it. What is a toner? Toners can often be referred to as a toner, a toning agent, an astringent, a beauty water, or even a skin. Toners are liquids that penetrate very, very quickly into your skin. Depending on the toner, delivering instant hydration, removing dead skin cells, picking up dirt your cleansers may have missed, picking up cleansers that the water may have missed, all off the surface of your skin. They can also restore your pH balance if your cleanser wasn't pH balanced, and in general, most of them give you plumper, brighter looking skin. Initially, they were originally known as astringents or astringents, and these are usually found with like teenage skincare lines, so Clearasil, Clean and Clear, and they usually are packed with alcohol. So they're very, very harsh and usually strip all your oils and give you that tingling feeling that you're not really supposed to get, almost like a menthol stinging. But you rarely find these on the market anymore, and in fact, a lot of people have almost rebranded toners or reinvented toners from what they used to be, which was oil stripping, alcohol-packed astringents, to moisturizing, plumping, resurfacing, rebalancing toners. So where does this come in? Where does a toner come into your skincare routine? Usually it's your second step, so cleanser, toner, or your third if you are exfoliating on that day, but always after cleansing. One of the most asked questions I get when I talk about my skincare routine is, first of all, what is a toner? A lot of people didn't realize that's even an option to have in your skincare routine, but also, do I really need to use a toner? In my personal opinion, yes, only because I love toners. I love what they can do. I love how you can use them. But in my personal opinion, yeah, I think you should use a toner if you can. So why should you use a toner? Well, it's been said that a toner can help the rest of your products in your skincare routine penetrate properly into your skin. So giving your serums, your essences, your moisturizers that, you know, kick it needs to really, really work with your skin. In fact, Charlotte Cho, she's the co-founder of one of my favorite websites, Soko Glam, and a licensed esthetician, yeah. This is how she puts it, and I think this is a good way to describe it. She said, think of toner as prep for your pores. Your skin is like a dried up sponge, and if you put a thick layer of cream on a brittle, dry sponge, it won't accept it and it isn't prepped for moisture. Which you can envision straight away, that dry sponge, moisturizer just sitting on top of it. But if you wet that sponge, the cream is gonna penetrate into the sponge a lot more easily. So from not penetrating at all into actually penetrating and working with the sponge, i.e. your skin and the pores on your skin. And that makes perfect sense to me, and that's what I find is that if I'm applying products to dry skin, it just doesn't, it feels like it's all sitting on top of the skin. But that's a very simplified example. That's obviously not exactly how it works, but it's a very good example of the way your skin works with toners. And also nowadays, a lot of toners are made for certain skin concerns. So as I mentioned, when they were initially made for like acne curing teenage skincare lines, nowadays you can get toners for all types of things, like still acne fighting, ones that help with rosacea, ones that help with dry skin to retain more moisture. So for example, one of my favorite toners of all time is Lush Cosmetics Tea Tree Water. This is literally tea tree and water, so you can make it yourself, but I would use this when I'm breaking out, when I was very, very spot prone, and it would help to control my excess oils and control my spots and acne as well. They also do a similar toner that's specifically for rosacea, redness, calming, things like that. So I feel like if you have a particular skin concern, a toner is a really nice, light, almost like non-invasive way of helping with that skin concern. So what toner should you be using for your skin type? Unlike cleansers, there aren't a huge amount of differentiations. There aren't a huge amount of different toners on the market. They all come in liquid form, some are often thicker than others, but they are all always a liquid. So when it comes to toners, it really is all about the ingredients within that toner that you need to look out for. So right now I'll run through the basics of what toner you should use for your skin type, but for specific products, have a look in the description box down below, I'll link it all there. So for acne prone and oily skin, look for toners with salicylic acid in. They sound That sounds like really like chemistry, but you'll see them everywhere. They're really popular nowadays. And also, like I mentioned, green tea, tea tree also works great for people with oily and acne prone skin because it's healing without being too drying. But saying that, when you're buying a tea tree toner, avoid any toners with alcohol in general. They're not usually the best for you, or when alcohol's very, very low on the ingredients list. The last thing you want to be doing is completely stripping your skin of its oil. When you're looking for sensitive skin, look for calming toners. So fragrance-free, lightweight, alcohol-free of course as well. Again, readily available on the market. Look for hypoallergenic, not because that means anything, but it usually means that they're a lot lighter for the skin and a lot less, they won't irritate as much. Dry skin, again, of course, avoid alcohol by all means. Toners can potentially be very, very drying if you get the wrong ingredients for your skin type. So obviously with dry skin, you want to make sure you're getting the right ingredients. So look for toners with like fatty acids, amino acids, things that are going to moisturize. And keep an eye out for toners that are referred to as skins, because these are usually a lot thicker in consistency and usually a lot more moisturizing as well. So how would you use a toner? There are so many different ways to use a toner, more than you would expect. Any skin type can do any of these methods. There isn't a correct method, but you know, some methods of applying toner have benefits for certain skin types. Again, especially when it comes to oily skin and sensitive skin. So the first most common and the one that pretty much everyone does is soaking cotton pad with your toner and then just wiping across the skin in an outward motion is usually the best way to do it. Oh, sorry guys, just hit you there. But this method is particularly good for people with oily skin because you're giving it another very gentle exfoliation, but again, you're also picking up excess dirt and oils that obviously people with oily skin produce more that you may have missed during cleansing. The next method, and a very popular method, is applying it with your hands. So pouring the toner into your hands, rubbing it a bit, then patting gently into your skin. What this does is it gives you an instant boost of radiance, a glow, but also injecting moisture like pretty much immediately into your skin. So giving that feeling and that look of moisturizing, yeah, of having a lot of moisture. So this makes it really, really good for people with dry skin and sensitive skin as well. You can also apply it like a sheet mask in a way. So just like applying it to a cotton pad, you apply it to a few thin cotton pads. You can rip the cotton pads in two and apply it that way. Soak it in the toner, then leave it on areas of your skin where you need a bit of help. So if I'm going to do this, I'll do it on my forehead and my cheeks where they're usually a little bit irritated. Leave for 5 to 10 minutes, then just take off those and let your skin dry naturally. This is really, really good for people with sensitive skin. If you've got dry skin in a particular area that needs like that extra bit of concentration, and a really irritating free way of doing it. So you're not patting, you're not slapping, you're not rubbing, you're just gently laying and then lifting. You can also spray on the toner. There's not really a reason to do this, to be honest, because all you're doing is you're going to spray it on your face and then you're going to pat that in again with your hands. I mean, with spraying you do get a nice coverage overall, but I suppose a good benefit of it is you can do this if you don't wear makeup. You could do this throughout the day, again give you just an extra boost of moisture and plumpness looking during the day. Then finally, a method that kind of like was popularized in Korea and kind of trended all over YouTube is the 7 skin method. This is exactly what it sounds like, is applying 7 layers of toner, but usually people do like 4 to 7. You don't have to do it 7 times, but again what this does is gives your skin that instant look of moisture, or like a radiance boost. So it's applying toner into your hands, then patting, then repeating that 7 times. 4 to 7 is enough. But this is great for people with dry skin, and also people with oily skin who find moisturizer may be a bit too much for their skin, like during summer, during hotter times. The 7 skin method gives you a nice kind of moisturized feel without then having to pack on the heavy moisturizers. But as always guys, this is like just the basics. You always need to listen to your skin, find out what your skin prefers, work it out for yourself. All skin types are different. I personally love toners. I've always considered them one of the main steps in the skincare routine. I would always cleanse, tone, moisturize. If you can afford to and if you've got the time, it's not that big a thing to add into your routine. If you can't afford to buy a toner, boil up some green tea, let it cool down, put it in a spray bottle, that's your toner. Also a bit of tea tree oil, mixing with some warm water, let that cool down, that's your toner as well. So yes, if you can, give a toner a go. If you can't, it's not the end of the world. But give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I really hope you did. It's not as long as the cleanser one, but there's not that much to talk about when it comes to toner. Next week, we'll be discussing exfoliators. Usually it goes cleanse, exfoliate, tone, but nowadays there are quite a few different types of exfoliators on the market. So I'll be discussing everything next week. But that is it for me now, guys. I will see you next time.